Hello, welcome back to the Speaking of Tea podcast, where we talk about all things tea, poetry, and the lifestyle surrounding the two. I'm your host, Rachelle, and today we are talking about purple. Yes, purple. All things and friends who are purple. We have our purple cup here, amethyst, with purple, of course, as its color, and some purple leaf. It's kind of in this clay pot here, but there's some purple leaf white tea. That's what I'll be drinking today. And my best friend Bunny, she is purple. Wave hello, Bunny. Well, we kind of made an agreement because she had to come on this podcast today. One, because she should be on every podcast, she tells me. And then two, the tea that I was choosing to drink today has a bunny label on it, and I think it was called Purple Love Bunny when I bought it. It was probably something like that. Anyways, I will show you what it looks like. There. At least we can see it in the camera. Yes, Purple Bunny on the label of this white tea with purple leaf which is like anthocyanin, that gives it the color. Ta-da! There's not much more explanation than that. She had to be here. Bunny and bunny cake. Voila. You can stop listening now. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I'm gonna start steeping this one. Everything into the guy one. It's a healthy balance of me narrating what I'm doing and you watching what I'm doing, depending on what platform you are on. Listening or watching, YouTube is probably the best place if you want the full experience of me showing you things and what it all looks like, because I got a pretty cool setup here, I'll be honest with you. That's for all the folks who are just listening to my lovely soothing voice, and I know that's a treat in and of itself. No, I'm not full of myself. This is just the things that I hear, so I repeat it because it's good to repeat good things. I am not much farther from a child, as you can probably tell. And so when we teach children things, they absorb it and they learn it and they take it all in. So when you give positive reinforcement, they'll learn that about themselves. People give me a lot of positive reinforcement about how wonderful my voice is, and thus I believe them. Alright, I'm just going to give this a rinse because I feel like I'm seeing dust, and I feel like I'm seeing some old show pour on it that was it clearly not being cleaned properly from the last time, but that's okay. Hot water is a really good cleaner. It actually feels a little sticky. I'm going to have to take a moment here. We might skip ahead on this part. I'm not sure if I want to admit how I didn't clean my cups. But it's only for myself. Is that really an excuse? No? Alright. Anyways, let's pour this. It's a very lovely light color. Not purple at all. I have been duped yet again. I'm kidding. Alright, here we go. Cheers. Enjoy a cup with me. You know what to do when it comes to this part of the podcast. I'm slowly sipping and breathing. This is when you should take the time for yourself as well. It's a very light entrance. I should have steeped that through, rinsed it before I served it, but A light start is also quite nice. Soothing. Bunny-like. She's saying you better not drop any of that on my head. We'll see. You might get watered, bunny. We're such good friends. This bun, in what, April is that Easter? I don't even remember right now. She will be 29 years old. This little bunny. My best friend for life. Ah, yeah. And she's really excited that she's going to be Auntie Bunny soon. Ah, not anti-bunny, let's be... I feel like that kind of came off that way, the way I said it. Not Aunt Bunny, you know, Auntie. Because, like a sister to me. Yeah. I'm pretty excited. She's excited. It's just like nice to hang out and have my bunny hold my tummy and give my little girl some love. Yeah, we're definitely feeling the love bunny purple vibes right now. We're excited about having a girly. Again, making it sound like different than it is. Like, bunny is actually the other mother. I mean, she might be. We'll take shifts, you know, when I'm too tired, send Bunny to look after her. That doesn't sound legal at all, does it? Yeah, I'd probably get in trouble if I said that Bunny is in charge. Probably worse than the cat watching her. The cat that is invisible. Welcome to my brain. This is going to be an unintellectual one. No, it's unintellectual. See, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm having fun, are you? No? Yes? Whatever it is. Good. We just want to bring some magic and imagination to your day because you deserve that. And I feel like there's going to be somebody or several of you listening who really need that boost, that return to creativity, and that joy of having a stuffed animal as a friend. I can't say she doesn't talk back because she does. We have full conversations in my head. But that's not a problem at all. We're besties, you know? But there is certainly an importance to letting your mind be free, not restricting yourself based on what you think you should look like, how you should appear to people. It's just not the best way to live. It's not the most authentic way to live. We spend a lot of time online giving some kind of a perfect image or saying the perfect thing that is good for posting. Actually, right before this, right before recording this, I was scrolling on Instagram and I see yet another ad. There's all these ads about somebody who's like, oh, but I didn't know in the beginning about sales, but I've mastered now is this. Well, then you have to go and read the caption. She didn't actually say anything, but there's always these ads that don't actually say anything, and you like sit there and wait and listen, but then you actually have to sign up for something. It's like, just say the thing. Like, I'm not gonna. We all have too short of attention spans, first of all, to go through with listening to everything that you have to say. I mean, I make an interesting reel, and I see the watch rate. It's pretty low. Even though I'm cute and fun and interesting and pouring tea, I mean, like, who wouldn't watch the whole thing? People just don't. So, anyways, would I end up recording after that? I'm like, I'm probably a bad influencer. I see all this shit, and then I'm just like narrowing down the message, and it's just like, and I'm like, oh, cool. So your job is that you're in sales. Your business is that you're in sales, or no? How did I word that? Oh, cool. So your business is that you sell things. Me too. Yeah, I am, that's about how my brain thinks. Mostly because I have a media degree, and it was my job to. I'm sorry, I'm just fixing the gain here. I feel like it's recording a bit loud. Um, my job is to take things apart and critique them and find the either the underlying meaning or, um, write things about how it's kind of telling some other story than what is on the surface. It's always good to critique media and be aware of what is actually really being said, and it's really funny when you break things down. Like, it was definitely a dark course, set of courses for 4 years, but it's also quite enlightening and makes things rather funny when you actually break them down. Oh my god, you can get a 2 for 1! Or buy one, get one 50% off. What a deal. You know how my brain translates that? Especially when I don't want the thing. My brain goes, oh my god, you have the opportunity to spend more than you actually wanted to. Ah. Come on. Do you vibe with that? Do you agree with that? You don't have to. You can just tell me that I'm a pain in the ass. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's fun. And the news and everything, I don't watch the news or consume very much of it. Because it can be really hard to get neutral fact out of things. Especially when there's like big phenomenon going on. There's so much opinion from one political view or another. There can be so much opinion about something, and you can be listening to something for like half an hour to whatever before you actually get to break it down and find out what actually happened. What I'm here for the news for is to learn, because there's reporters who are supposed to just report things. What happened? Who did it? What caused it? I mean, the what caused it is what also opens up a whole bunch of other windows into opinion. But like, it's really frustrating, isn't it, when you start to realize that people are just talking about their opinions and talking about the things that they think about it, or as if they're siding with a certain political view or dialogue or story or whatever, then you're just kind of hearing things based on that rather than how they actually feel about it is also kind of questionable. Is it a feeling about it, or is it we are trying to keep up this standard of thinking, and so here's something to make you feel, or something to control your thoughts, because welcome to propaganda. I've not done enough of just talking about the truth like this in these podcasts, and in my media. But truly, that's what I'm here to do. That's also going back to the whole human error thing, and that's a big thing that I'm going to be putting into stuff, is to help people really see and recognize messages and see what's kind of going on underneath the surface. Even myself, I'm playing around with my messaging for MeccaTea, because I am working on setting up my wholesale offering. Basically, I've just done a whole bunch of markets that are local and people who know me buy tea from me. But I'm in the place where I got to expand. I got to expand because I'm in a small town. So, setting up my wholesale offerings, I'm getting my pricing down, I'm figuring all of that stuff out. And then there's what's the perfect message? What angle do I choose? So I'm I'm taking different elements of what MeccaTea is about, let's say, or how I want people to feel or perceive me in my business when they are reading the message. Or how they're going to relate to it. What kind of identity does it provoke in them? Who's going to want it? What kinds of stores are going to be going into it, or are the tea's going to go into? There's really a lot at stake here, and I'm reviewing this with my friend Amy, and she's just excellent. Such a big thinker, such a deep thinker. You give her something, and she's just like, digestion. Okay, let's see, spit it out into a whole bunch of messages, and I adore her for all of this. I'm like, thank you so much. You're just really helping me work through some ideas here. And sometimes, like when I send her something, and then I see the reflection in how it comes out to her, and I'm like, oh no no no, like see when I say this is what I'm meaning, and she's like, okay. I think I understand your customers more now. I'm like, but listen, the Tao is not always in my favor here. I might get the right message or do the same kind of strategy when I'm talking to one person, and then the next person will not respond to that at all. Where one person bought 3 bags of tea, the next person who might have the exact same sort of response and interaction with me and everything will just walk away at the end of the conversation, not buy anything. There's the people who I do not expect are even going to want anything, and then like buy a bunch, and then there's people who, when coaches and all these things, people will say, "Who's your ideal client?" I'm like, I don't know who my ideal client is, dude. I can't predict who's going to actually want tea. Anyways, it's kind of a better route for me at this point to be selling wholesale to stores, grocery stores. People are already shopping for this kind of stuff, and it's not as much of a big question. I don't know where I'm going with that. But basically, what kind of stores are best for me? Like bookstores and metaphysical shops, because this is who I am, right? I'm a writer, obviously, and I'm also a healer, a witch. I put a lot of thought and care into my blends. This is witchcraft, this is alchemy and chemistry and herbology. I don't know, all these things. So my work, my art is best served in these kinds of spaces. Opens up the door to a whole bunch more things. So, anyways, my point there was that I don't know what my point was. I just started pouring some tea again. Just the fun joys of media marketing and wording in appealing to your customer type. You're never going to get it right. Oh, I think I'm coming back to it, and the way Amy had kind of come and described all of this in her words is like, your business is like a castle. Like, there's a main entrance, and that's what that main message is going to say. But once they're in there, there's all these rooms, there's a ballroom and bedrooms and kitchen and all this. Like, there's everything to explore once you're in the world. You just need to be taken in by the beauty of the castle in the first place, right? So that's sort of what the branding is about. That's your perception. That's how much media. No, it's not quantity of media that I'm putting out. I just put out a quantity of media because I'm a media artist. I do my podcast, I do videos, I do photography, I do my writing, etc., etc. So I just put out a whole bunch because I want more people to see things. Let's put it that way. There's only so many people I'm going to talk to in a day, a week, a month, a year. And then they're all going to get all these different stories, which is cool. But also, I want to reach more because I have more things to say, and I want people to be hearing things coming from me. Because I'm smart. Oh my gosh. That's not me downplaying myself or being self-critical or hard on myself. I'm just being goofy. You know that. Oh, that's such a nice tea. It's so smooth. It's got this lightness to it, but it's got this caffeine that's just going to hit some point, which I'm not even going to notice. I started off my day with an iced coffee, but like half of a small one from Tim Hortons. Yeah, I drink about that much because like I did need something to get me going. I woke up and I drove my partner to work, and then on the way there we picked up the iced coffee, and I'm like, I need something. And I knew I'm not going to get straight to the podcast right away and start drinking my tea. I've learned that about myself. The last one, it took me quite a while to actually get here. And I was distracted and all these things. And then I was like too tired to start. You wouldn't have seen the video because I didn't put it up. About the first video before I actually recorded the podcast was just me like really trying to wake up. So I started my first couple of steeps before the podcast recording, and I'm just like mumbling to myself or blah 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 blah. I don't know what I was even doing, but and then, getting ready for this one, I'm so glad I already had some coffee, something in my system, because I'm like, okay, how am I setting up? And I'm like going back and forth across the house because apparently my microphone was in the other room, and this time I needed an amethyst. Let's go find an amethyst. And this, and then now I need the headphones to plug into the computer. Now where are those? And is the cable to connect the headphones to the laptop anywhere nearby? Because they're a pair of Dr. Dre Beats, so I go a lot without using the cable because I'm just Bluetoothing it. I don't know why. For those listening, I'm just like holding my left ear. Bluetooth. Yeah, that's the symbol. No, last night I was thinking again about how I always check my wrist when I'm thinking about either the time or when something happened. Like I might be referring to like a few years ago, and I'm like, well, yeah, back in like 2023. I do not wear a watch. I mean, this is literally freckle past the hair. I got this one freckle here where a watch could be. And I kind of wondered, I'm like, should I start wearing a watch? I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not. I'm not going to. At this point, I'm used to just checking my phone and having other technological devices to tell me the time because that is just how we live these days. But I'm just, I am grateful that I have this funny habit because it just makes me feel more connected to older times. Because you've probably seen reels of like parents and their Gen Z or younger kids. Would it be Gen Z or alphas? I don't know. Anywhere between that time, that generation. And so they're like, how do you do this? And then like different demonstrations from parent and kid. And then the question comes, how do you check the time? And so mom checks their wrist, and then kid, they do this, and it's like, huh? What are you doing? Oh, you're checking your smartphone. Oh my God. Whoa. And guess what? Older times, I mean, how long have we had watches? How long have they been regular? That I don't know. I don't have the answer for that one. But, there's going to be some people who would be looking up at the wall for the clock. Super interesting how times transform, how we do little things. Which, especially in the context of evolving technology. I don't know. If you think of anything to add to that conversation, put in the comments or something, because I'm curious and excited for a good laugh, whatever you have to show me. What is human error across different generations? Not really sure how to expand on that. If you listen to my previous podcast, I was talking about the membership that I'm going to be opening up called Human Error, and it is about it's a business mentorship, yes, and then it's got more to it, where it's for artists, it's for people in business, people who are healers, mystics, all sorts of people, and also for tea lovers and poets alike. All different kinds of people can be welcomed into this membership. I like big thinkers. I like people who are going to be inspired and want to learn and want to share things with each other. And the idea of calling it human error is that we always make mistakes, and we live in this world where we always feel the need to present our most perfect selves, and especially like using AI to help us word things or design things, all sorts of stuff. And we are slowly losing touch with our humanity. That scares me, as well as makes me upset and mad. In my university studies, like we really looked at how people are living with technology and living with the machine, with or under the influence of or under the control of. These are all the things in question all the time. And so human error is about accepting your most human self. And yeah, like we're going to be working together to always face moments of self-improvement and healing. But healing is such a human thing. Wow, that just struck me as I said it out loud. Healing is such a human thing. Machines don't heal or self-heal. They might have programming that they can trigger if something is kind of gone awry. But healing is so human. Or, organic. Let's put it that way. Because animals heal and plants heal. So I'm going to go with, like, healing is a very organic thing. And machines don't. I'm sure you can bring up the argument that, like, human brains are actually a lot like computers because there's a whole bunch of programming that goes into our DNA, or into our upbringing, into the way that we are kind of programmed to, and interact with and face the world. But it's not exactly what I'm meaning right now. With human error, it's like when you're doing a painting and then you make a wrong swipe, but then you can still work it out and make it beautiful and not have to throw the whole thing out or hate it, because there's still a story. And the most human thing is having something just go wrong like that because you were putting in the effort, or you're still learning about something. As artists, we are always learning. We're always going to be making new things, because you're not going to paint the same painting over and over again. Welcome to my character in the play that I did called My Narrator. Her guy that she was dating was critiquing her on the fact that like all of her paintings look the same. You know, as we evolve as artists and everything, we don't do the same thing over and over again. So in a way, we're always learning because we're trying out new techniques. And it's loving yourself through that process and knowing that, I don't know, I was about to go to like the idea of like you're not leaving anybody behind because you're just trying out something new. That kind of goes a bit more into like music because, you know, you as a band, you have to write new songs. You want to maintain a general sense of sound because that's how you attract your audience and maintain your audience, but you also are so creative that you can't do the same thing all the time because that's boring and stagnant for you, but you may end up losing fans. You're not leaving anybody behind because they can just love your original albums, but what have you. I'm going on some kind of a tangent here, but but in Human Error, we'll also be talking about things to do with technology, how things are affecting and influencing us. Have bad idea sessions because sometimes you need to go through a bunch of bad ideas before you arrive at a good one. I feel so mischievous when I talk about that. I'm so excited for that part. Because that's also how you reach a deeper sense of authenticity. And you can even, I mean, I don't do this enough myself, but I think with the encouragement in running this thing, it could even be a good idea to share with your audience a bad idea that you have. So in our last session, I thought about this and this and this. So what do you guys think? See how many people say yes, even when you're just like, no, that's a terrible idea. Like, why would you encourage this? I'm not doing that. Some of the greatest power that you have is actually telling people no. Actually, that's a good point there too. That's a really good thing about having boundaries in things that you do in your business or just your general, you know, life interactions with people, your friends, your family. Boundaries. Being able to say no when you really don't believe in something, when you don't want to do something, when it doesn't feel right for you. So, excuse me. So being able to tell people, hey, here's an idea I have. And then people saying, yeah, that's great. And I'll say, no, it's not. Oh, I feel so mischievous. I'm gonna make money off of being mischievous. That's the biggest dream. Come on. Come on. Are you with me on that? Tell me you don't want to make money on being mischievous and silly. I'm gonna vote that a lot of you are saying yes, because the people who feel like that's a hard no would not be listening for this long. So, cheers to you, my friends. Oh, Purple Love Bunny, the real one, wants to wave hello. She said she's like sitting down here in the dark, not being able to see. Oh, okay, let's get you up here. And please don't block my microphone because I need people to actually hear me. Thanks, bud. All right, there you go. Good. Perfect. Anybody watching on YouTube is going to be seeing Bunny now on the video. You're welcome. Ooh, yeah. On the opposite side of Bunny, so I do not burn her fur, whatever fur is remaining. Such good friends. I can just take one of her. I'm going to light some sage. Because I think it's a good time to just have that cleansing and calming energy Too much talk about technology, and I'm going to go nuts. I do spend too much time on technology, but it is my job. I work on the internet. And I almost got burnt. Sparks flying. I hope that was audible on the podcast. Sage is coming after me, man. How am I supposed to calm down now? Oh dear. Well, I lost whatever tangent I was about to go on there, but and I spend too much time. Probably too much time on technology, really, for such an earthy person that I actually am. But that's why I surround myself with clay objects, and I got seashells, and I got crystals, and I got tea leaves. I'm very grounded in the earth and amongst all of the technology that I spend time with. Because, yeah, I do a lot of technological things for my work. And then I balance it with blending and putting together tea and drinking it. I hope you have a sense of balance in your life. I hope that you notice what balance is needed. Or if you do too much of a thing, how to really balance it. But I'm also going to give you a moment to reflect on that. Do you have that sense of balance in your life? What do you do that you know that if you're taking in a lot of technology, what are you doing on the other side of it to, feel decent and human and organic? Maybe you cook a lot. That's a great thing. I'm going to read an oracle card. From Crystal Medicine Oracle. Shamanism cards deck. Because on the topic of being more earthy and balanced, I feel like I've said that word too many times already. On that topic, I think we can use these and find some meaning and purpose and direction. What cards do you have to say on this topic? Help us to heal and help us to find direction in what the earth has to say to us through the voice of spirit. Intention. Okay. All right. Intention. With a staff and pyrite. I'm showing this to the camera. And that's number 18. Let's go find out what that is all about. Pyrite, fool's gold. I do like it. It makes me feel that much more like a pirate. Even though it's fool's gold. Still got intention, power, and value to it. All right, intention. You have called this card into your awareness to highlight the powerful energy of intention. You are the creator of your own world and destiny and can manifest your thoughts and heart's desires by working with the power of intention. By setting an intention, you are planting a seed and creating a foundation for the energy of this intention to ground and manifest into your life. Without intention, there would be nowhere for the creative energy to attach and move and to form. I really like that grounding, like planting a seed, spreading out its roots and then growing upwards. That intention is set for it to rise and bloom and to form. All right. Have you been feeling a little off track and unsure of your intention? Is your energy scattered and your concentration on tasks lacking? Yes. Has your mind been focused on intentions that you may not like to create? Whatever it is for you now, or whatever it is for you, know that currently it's important to become aware of your intentions, like slowing down while I read. Take some time to find clarity around your intentions and then dig deep to see if your current intentions have been aligning with higher truths. Intention is the blueprint for energy to align before it can be manifested. If the intention is not clear, then the manifestation can be disrupted and not expressed into its pure form. Make sure your intentions align with your truths and heart's desires, and you will find yourself in the flow, it did say in the flow, and things will come to you without effort. Your intentions create your reality, so choose wisely. The medicine is a staff. The staff or rod is mentioned several times in the Bible. Oh, hold on. Look at this. I brought a wand made of labradorite and a few stones and a snake on it. I brought this just to have it during this podcast, and that is so perfect. I got myself a little staff. Yes. Yes! I'm gonna take this out to like the river or somewhere today. The staff or rod is mentioned several times in the Bible and is said to be the hand of God. Moses used a staff to part the Red Sea. It is a sacred tool of medicine people and would usually be constructed from a branch of a tree and have other medicine or objects attached to it. The staff was used in sacred ceremony and in personal meditation to activate and amplify the specific medicine of a person. The staff is a symbol of your journey and growth on a spiritual path and holds your power within it, grounding it into physical plane. Each intention and awakening of your life's journey is reflected and represented on the staff, symbolized by a feather, crystal, carving, or any other piece of nature that represents the wisdom and medicine that has been invoked within you. The staff is an outer manifestation of your power and can strongly assist in holding this power within you. It's time to journey with your own staff. The crystal for this card is pyrite. Pyrite helps to slow down the mind. It focuses the mind in the present. It assists with manifesting intentions. How interesting. Does it? I don't know if that is the energy that I've gotten from pyrite before. It's more sparked mystery and a sense of discovery, and maybe it slows me down because I like to adore its like pure edges, and like you can like clean cut and like squares and other kinds of prisms with it. And it has this kind of I don't know, what do we call it, molecular structure to it. So like it's fun to focus in on it, but maybe that's presence. Is it? All right, so there's a ceremony with this card. This you must do. Make your own staff. Go for a walk in nature with the intention of attracting a tree branch to use as your staff. While on the walk, ask to be shown some of your own medicine in the form of nature that may hold your power, for example, feathers. Either strip the bark off your branch or sand it back. Attach your feathers and any other materials you wish to use. You may even like to carve some words onto your staff. Each time you have a wisdom awaken from within, ask what you can add to your staff to symbolize this. Continue to add to the staff as you journey through life. Keep your staff sacred and use it in meditation and ceremony to manifest and ground in your power. All right, and that's all. That's the end of it. I do have a staff, kind of a walking stick that I've worked on, and what we have hanging off it right now, this like sort of like a small decorative knife and a pen, and I think there's something else on it. I was using that at the last medieval fair that I went to, because my friend showed up. She dressed up and like she called herself a huntress, and so I was then the healer. I have all my medicine tools on me. I have my medicine staff, and I had my rattle that's used for healing. And yeah, I was decorated up. Oh, and I had this like really nice headpiece of a mushroom and feathers on it. Yes, very much the medicine healer vibe. So, um, I do have the intention to work on that staff some more, and I was very much inspired to always dress myself up as the healer and always have different kinds of medicine on me, so that in any random case scenario, I'm prepared, because that's what a healer does. In any case, I always have Reiki. So, well, I feel like that was everything I needed to say for this podcast today. Thank you for joining me and sitting through some talk about technology and Earth and bunnies and purple. Oh, one last thing I want to leave you with. Something that I got out of watching Zootopia. That was actually a really great film. There's a lot to get out of it. However, the one thing that we got out of it was that a group of bunnies is called a fluffle. And I've got Bunny here, and I have quite a few bunnies in the house. And I perhaps am myself a bunny. And my partner calls me and us a fluffle. So there you go. The most adorable word for a group of a certain type of animal. All right. Thank you for joining me. Have a lovely day. And I hope that you make your staff and work on your intentions. And I really hope that they also manifest for you. Take care.